every day activities. 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 Do not take break. Think I know you to say. You and your friends, who got every day. But our everyday activities. Sometimes I take it, sometimes it's eternal to be positive. Come to my house, what you eat and you drink. Go to money, what you got to for me. What did they say? And they got nothing to do. And like the everyday activity that I would do. So no despite the better we can keep you up. Not keep class, nobody can believe it. Go, everyday activity, don't money to go. Get on the floor, tell them what we do. Everyday activity, something that we produce. Cheer all day, make sure don't go to jail. But let the money spend, yeah, let them do their play. Not every when chicken say, Coco, it's so classic. Not every when chicken say, Coco, it's so fast. Every day activities. 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 We forgot to get money, so money not a thing. You are full of markets. I'm happy. Are you there? Get my fabulous. Saka, I'm more than Saka. You know, get my hope. And you need it. Then you can walk the back or let us see another big free. Oh, I want this, so I have to celebrate. Never do I do see the road. Never I do with the road. You have to might be a one and two. The person like your family, the girl, you have to go. But I'm your leave of one chat.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand. Call the right authority. That it can't take your law. Crime Stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see you must talk it. And I mean you cheche. You wait for your safety. If you see don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Flu Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so going to 20 pop. Put in total each chicken. Chicken say, Bogo ni oko, it's a gossip.
Let me say a pleasant good morning and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the program from the Print News. Today, the 30th of September. As a matter of fact, today is the very last day in the month of September. So wherever you are, we want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome to the program from the Print News. This program is brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia, Exeter's Best Price Store with 2 branches. One is on the Old Road, Smart Road Junction, and the head branch is on Gurley Street, downtown Monrovia. And also proud to be associated is one of the giants in the petroleum business in this country, my Yuba and Sons Incorporated. Folks, good morning. My name is Wendell Nimne, and I'm here with you this morning. Shortly, we'll join Suleiman Tunis to take a few minutes to give us the weather report for today. So we want to welcome all of you, those of you watching us. Please help us share the live and drop a comment. We always told you that it's important while you are watching to let us know. Indicate your name and your address, and please help us to share the live. It's important that you help us share the live and drop your comment on our Facebook Live. Again, my name is Wendell Nimne, welcoming you to this edition of the Print News. And today, don't forget the Win Liberia Cash giveaway bonanza ends at 12 midnight. So those of you who are there and playing, and those of you who haven't played, this is your chance. Today is the very, very last day for the Win Liberia Cash giveaway. So keep playing. You're playing with $50 Liberian or 25 cents US, and you stand a chance to win big time money today. $5,000, $25,000, $100,000. The scholarship fund, the silver prize, $25,000 for semi-semester. 5 persons will walk away with $10,000 each. That's the transportation fund. So let's leave the shores of Liberia and send controls to Tunis, who is going to bring us for a few minutes the weather report for today. Tunis, good morning from Liberia.
Good morning, Wendell, from New York City, to be specific, Staten Island, New York. This is your man, Suleiman Tunis, with the weather for Tuesday morning, almost afternoon. As of now, we can see that the weather is 82 degree and partly cloudy in the Monrovia area. And it's going to be a lot of sunshine today, just like yesterday. So
Whoa,
you got,
whoa. Good news. Good news. It's going
yes,
to be a lot
very,
of
very good
sunshine.
day. A lot of sunshine today. The rain might come, but it will be way while you are already going to bed. 9:30, 9, 10:30, 11 o'clock p.m. At times you'll get light rain. So, but the daytime, don't worry. You're not experiencing any rain. You get cloudy and a lot of sunshine. Tomorrow, Wednesday, so you gotta be a little bit worried. The sun will run away from you, and there will be a light rain, and the weather will be 82 degree, and it will be humid a little bit, 84-degree wind from wind will be 9 miles per hour. But your good day is today and yesterday. To Wednesday tomorrow is not really good. It's going to be a light rain all day. It's the kind of rain that is tormented. It will be giving you problem. You think it's going to stop, but it's not really stopping. It's going to be like that all day tomorrow. Some part of tomorrow, around way late in the evening, it will be lightning and thunderstorm. So you got to be a little careful. If you chicken roll, you must be out of the street by 6 p.m. to 8 o'clock because it will be striking all over the place. Okay, so that's your 2 days weather forecast from Freedom FM here from Radio LIB and Freedom FM on Staten Island, New York. That's it. Thank you so much for listening and guide yourself according to the weather report from Freedom FM. And we're always accurate with our weather report. Okay, so take it as it is. Thank you so much, Wendell. And I'm about to be heading to work.
All right, Tunis, thank you very much. That's it, folks. That was the weather report from our USA partner, Radio LIB. We call him Radio LIB #1, Suleiman Hashim Tunis. He has taken over from Christian Nokofo Nelson. Tunis, thank you very much for the weather update.
Okay, have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow again.
Okay, buddy. All right, so folks, let's begin. We have two local dailies in our studio this morning. We have the Front Page Africa newspaper, and we also have the Daily Observer. So these are papers we're going to be running through on today's edition of the show from the Print News. Again, we say a big thank you to our sponsors, Crime Stopper Liberia, headed by Oman Sam Sion. Also, the man who is heading the petroleum company is Amadou Sharif. He's the CEO of Mayuba and Sons. And our man Henry K. Jackson, the CEO of Exodus Best Price Stores. So, folks, let's begin with the reading, but we'd like to recognize a few individuals. That's you, Tom K. Gio. You are watching, following us from the United States. Sam Toby is also following us from the state of Minnesota. Welcome to all you guys. I want to welcome all of you to the show. Tom K. Gio and Sam Toby from the state of Minnesota. So, folks, let's begin with the reading. Let's get to the Front Page Africa newspaper. The top stories: Building Aid Together. Building Aid Together. Bwaka and diaspora youth leaders urge unity, inclusive growth, and fight against rape and drug abuse. And another story says, protecting the integrity of the judiciary. Chief Justice Wisse denies nepotism in son's appointment, but legal experts cite code of conduct breach. Very, very interesting. This story is interesting. I'm going to run a few lines from there. We've been told that, a lot of misplacement is going on there at the Temple of Justice by the current Chief Justice of Liberia. And so let's take few lines from that story. Let's get to few lines. I'm trying to work my way through this paper to get to that story. So let's see. Yes, we are there. And Liberia's Chief Justice Yama Kwekwebese is facing growing legal and ethical scrutiny following his public defense on his son's appointment as an associate magistrate, a move many legal analysts argue directly violates Liberia's code of conduct and constitutional provisions designed to prevent nepotism. During a meeting with judicial staff in Lofa County on September 26, Chief Justice Bese acknowledged that his son, William Bese, a current law student at the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law, was among several young Liberians nominated by President Joseph Nyima Bwaka to serve in the lower courts. Chief Justice Bese confirmed the familiar relationship but denied any legal or ethical breach. We argue that the law is silent on qualifications for associate magistrates, acted within his constitutional rights when making the appointment. My son deserves to work in the judiciary. He is qualified. He is a qualified Liberian, Chief Justice Bese stated. The president has done nothing wrong, and I have done nothing wrong. However, governance experts and constitutional lawyers point to the 2014 Code of Conduct and relevant sections of the Constitution, both of which prohibit public officials from influencing the appointment of family members in the same branch of government. Legal scholar and instructor, Counselor Kanyo Bala, defended the appointment, insisting William Bese is qualified to serve in the judiciary. According to Bala, Liberian law permits non-lawyers to serve as magistrates, recognizing their dual function as both judicial officers and community mediators. He said this flexibility helps expand access to justice, particularly in rural communities. Bala argued that the appointment should be judged by its legality and the nominee's qualifications rather than assumptions of nepotism. He added that constitutional checks and balances are already in place to guide against abuse. We must therefore resist the reflex to politicize legitimate decisions, especially in institutions as vital to our democracy as the judiciary, Bala said. He further maintained that the accusations of nepotism ignore legal precedent and misrepresent the framework of separation of powers. However, a legal practitioner who requested anonymity disregarded or disagreed, arguing that William Bese may meet the qualifications. His father's role in recommending or influencing his appointment represents a clear violation of both the Code of Conduct and the Constitution. Quoting Article 90A of the Constitution, the legal expert noted, no person, whether elected or appointed to any public office, shall engage in any other activity which shall be against public policy or constitute conflict of interest. But folks, because of time, we'll leave it right there, but that is what is unfolding at the Temple of Justice since the inception of the Chief Justice. We've been told that people who are not qualified have been given positions that they don't merit. But let's move on with more stories. Let's take our last top stories. Attracting investment. U.S. Chadi Affairs visits APM terminals and highlights port efficiency as key to Liberia's growth. And let's get to the big stories now on the front page Africa newspaper. Congo Town families cry for justice after their homes are destroyed. We have nowhere to go. We were not even given a warning. All I could do was grab my children and run. Everything we own is gone. Ma Mary Gay, one of the affected residents. And a new thing in town now, breaking houses, so people dying, people getting stroke. You know, it's sad, but we'll get to that story. Let's move on and take a few lines from that story. Right, let's move on and take a few lines from there. It's very important. It says families living in the Catholic community of Otis Congo Town are asking for help after their homes were torn down without warning. Food, shelter, or place to go. On Saturday, September 27, large bulldozers came into the community. They were guided by armed police officers and court sheriffs. Within a few hours, several houses were destroyed. We were not even given a warning, said Ma Mary Gay, years. All I could do was grab my children and run. Everything we own is gone. Court said the land wasn't Mr. Gay's, but demolitions continue. The residents said the destruction was ordered by Mr. Stanton V. Gay, who claims the land belongs to his late family member. But in August 2024, the Supreme Court of Liberia ruled that Mr. Gay has no right to the land and that it had already been sold to others many years ago. To make things even clearer, the probate court also gave a warning in September 2024 saying that no one should do business with Mr. Gay or try to take the land. This type of legal warning is called a caveat. Even though both courts said the land does not belong to Mr. Gay, the demolition went ahead anyway. Why go to court if the law doesn't protect us? What is the point of going to court if the ruling means nothing? Asked Thomas Zeze, one of the affected residents. We won our case, but today's we are sleeping outside. Many residents believe Mr. Gay is using his connections with powerful people to ignore the law. They are also very upset that the police were used to help destroy their homes. They sprayed tear gas like we were criminals, said one resident who asked not to be named. We are peaceful people. We just want to live where we have lived for years. More victims, more pain. The destruction didn't just affect one or two families. It hit the whole neighborhood. Victims include Mr. A. Dakpa Johnson, Mrs. Lillian Wansia Reverend Siawe, Mr. Harry Wule, Mr. Julius Nimne, the community chairman, and many more families, some of whom have lived in the area for decades. What the community wants. In an open letter, the residents are asking the government to act quickly. They are calling for the demolitions to stop immediately. They also want Mr. Stanton V. Gay and anyone else involved in the destruction to be arrested and brought to justice. They are asking the courts and government officials to fully respect the previous Supreme Court ruling and the caveat from the probate court. Residents also want a fair investigation into whether police and court officers helped Mr. Gay carry out these actions. Most importantly, they are asking for protection and support for all the families who lost their homes. Well, folks, that's it. the government is on a campaign breaking down homes in different communities. Newcretown is a part all over the country. So it was seeing. I mean, those areas that never had, that we know there are some areas that the squatters violated. So that one part we can say they were right to build or live there. You see, so like the when you cross the St. Paul Bridge headed to Broadville, all the areas before that were the train track, no houses were there, but people took advantage and built there. So the government has broken down all of those makeshift structures they had there. So I think that is welcoming. But where people have been resident for 20, 30 years, according to what we just read, the court told the people that they were living there legally. But Gay is using his connection and political influence to, have their properties demolished, according to them. But let's take our last story on the front page of Front Page Africa newspaper. It says victims of Lord Rebel General K1 say 5-year U.S. sentence is an insult to his heinous crimes and demand he is tried in war crimes court. This is not justice. This is not justice. Let's get to a few lines from that story. Let's see what the story is all about. Okay, for more than 2 decades, they live in silence, haunted by the war. In January, 17 Liberians summoned the courage to travel to the United States court in Philadelphia and testify against one of the most feared rebel commanders of the Liberia's Second Civil War, Lee Sekou Kamara, better known by his war names, General K1 or Dragon Master. One by one, witnesses told the sentencing hearing of murder, rape, torture, and the forced labor of children under Kamara's command, with the rebel group Liberians United for Reconciliation and Democracy lured. Observers lost count of the number of crimes the witnesses detailed. Kamara had pleaded guilty to 4 counts of lying about his wartime activities on U.S. immigration proceedings. Prosecutors had demanded a sentence of 40 years, similar to that being served by Mohammed Jabate Jongo Jaba of the Ulimo Group, who was sentenced by this same court to 30 years prison in 2017. By pleading guilty, Kamara hoped that he might receive a lighter sentence. When the judge handed down his sentence last week, giving Kamara just 57 months in prison, many of his victims said they felt betrayed. This is not justice, said a 49-year-old man who testified in Philadelphia. What is 57 months compared to the atrocities and the mayhem he caused in Liberia? I was expecting 40 or 50 years. The man said Kamara killed his uncle at a frozen food store in Logantown during the war. Since returning from the United States, he has been living in fear. Front Page Africa is concealing the names of victims because of credible fears of retaliation. Another, a 39-year-old man who said Kamara forced him as a teenager to carry loads and perform tasks for the rebels, called the punishment a slap in the face. If he was going to be in jail for the rest of his life, I would be pleased. What he did to my parents and to me, it is not justice for him or for me. It is not clear whether Kamara's guilty plea won him leniency with the judge, but the different outcome Thinking of Moses Wright, a former Armed Forces of Liberia commander, who is the next person to face an immigration fraud charge over his role in Liberia's conflict. His case is set to go ahead in May. U.S. District Judge Chad F. Kenning found that Kamara lied on his 2011 green card application by denying involvement in ending insurgency and child soldier recruitment. Unlike courts in Europe that have prosecuted those accused of international crimes in Liberia, the U.S. lacks laws that would apply to Liberia's conflict. Prosecutors instead use immigration fraud to hold perpetrators accountable. Departing from the decision taken by the judge in Jabate's trial, Judge Kenning declined to take the egregious nature of the underlying crimes into account in sentencing. While I can take into consideration his acts in Liberia, this court is not an international tribunal or a Liberian court, the judge said, stressing the limits of U.S. law. Kamara, who had been under house detention before the sentencing, was led away from the court to begin his sentence, likely in 2029. Outside, his supporters claim the sentence was a victory. Well, folks, let's leave it right there, and that's all we can take from the front page Africa newspaper. Those of you watching us, keep dropping your comments and keep sharing the live for us. Let's let our people get to know some of the followings in our country. But let's move on to the Daily Observer newspaper. This is our last presentation. What is with the alleged U.S. $10 million presidential villa in Foya? Government denies the project belongs to President Bouaka as citizens demand clarity. The reported multi-million dollar construction project in Foya, Lofa County, has sparked controversy and debate. $10 million of Liberian people money didn't go through the PPCC. We don't know what budget line this money is coming from, but we know that there's a presidential villa in Foya that cost $10 million. Who is the owner of this villa? Liberian government or an individual called Joseph Nyima Bouaka? But folks, let's see what the story is all about. Let's get to it. It's very important. Let the people get to know some of the happenings in this country, some of the shitty things that are ongoing with this current administration. So let's see what we can take a few lines from that story. Where is it? Page 10. All right. I'm flipping to page 10 quickly to get that story. Yes, I'm there. And where is it? Where is it? Where is it? How can I say I'm there? I'm not. Okay, I'm there. Yes. A reported multi-million-dollar construction project in Foya, Lofa County, has sparked controversy and debate, with claims that a presidential villa is being built in President Joseph Nyima Bouaka's birthplace. The project, said to be valued at more than $10 million, has raised questions about ownership, funding, and transparency. The debate was ignited by Eddie D. Jawolo, executive director of NIMORD, Liberia, who alleged that the facility is a presidential villa linked to President Bouaka. Jawolo claimed the project is being undertaken by Mosons Group Incorporated, led by businessman Joe Ginny Moba, with Edward Yamba as chief engineer. According to Jawolo, construction began in September 2024, though details about financing and compliance with procurement procedures remain unclear. State security now guides the location, Jawolo wrote on social media, arguing that such an amount could have been used to build a factory to create jobs and improve livelihoods in Lofa rather than on what he described as a luxury villa. Responding to the allegation, Deputy Information Minister Daniel Sando dismissed the claims as misleading and politically motivated. In a live radio interview with Harris Wale, Sando said to say President Waka is building a $10 million presidential complex will mean he is building it for himself. That motive is very evil. There is no such presidential project. What I know is that it has something to do with the Mano River Conference. Given Foya's geographical position at the border with Guinea and Sierra Leone, he added that the president has lived in the same house for 37 years and has no personal interest in constructing a lavish complex at his age. Sando stressed that the public should hold individuals accountable for spreading unverified claims. However, local journalists and residents in Foya remain skeptical. OKFM correspondent James M. Colley reported that even county officials and the press have been barred from accessing the site, which is heavily secured. It is elaborate, huge. People are placing 10 million on it, but nobody is talking about it. It is almost like a secret bush project, Colley said. Colley noted that the Lofa County Superintendent has frequently updated citizens about other projects, including plans for a regional university, but has never mentioned the construction underway in Foya. Even top local officials are restricted, raising more questions about what is really happening, he added. The lack of official information has left residents and civil society demanding greater transparency. While Sando promised to seek clarity from the executive and provide updates at an upcoming press briefing, the controversy underscores growing public pressure on the Bwaka administration to explain the purpose, cost, and ownership of the project. And folks, for now, the sprawling structure is Foya remains shrouded in secrecy, fueling speculations, denials, and demands for answers. Well, folks, we can stop right there and take more stories. But that is the happening with the Villa Air Liberia. Where are we heading as a country? Judicial faces confidence crisis as Chief Justice faces off with trial judges. We brought you that story. LEC powers up ELWA Highway. Well, that's it. LEC powers up ELWA Highway. All right, let's get a few lines from that story on page 10. The Liberia Electricity Corporation has officially launched a 12-week streetlight installation project along the ELWA Highway corridor, a critical route connecting Monrovia to the Rabat International Airport. The initiative, which began Monday, September 29, is set to conclude with commissioning between the second and third week of December 2025 in time for the festive season. The project is part of LEC's broader effort to enhance road safety for commuters, improve visibility for travelers during nighttime hours, and restore vibrancy to one of Liberia's most important highway corridors. Once completed, the street lighting system is expected to provide a safer and more visually appealing route for both international travelers and local commuters traveling to other counties. Well, folks, that's good news. Let's leave it right there and take more stories on the front page of the Daily Observer newspaper. And let's get to our final story. Shady company get logging green light. Oh, yeah? An operator in the Sino County forest in 2017. Shady company gets green light. Forestry authorities have approved a logging contract for African Finch Logging Limited, despite the company's unknown ownership and link to a Sino lawmaker. Following the daylight series in April and May, African Finch operations appear to have been temporarily halted. However, some 5 months later, it is on the verge of harvesting logs in the 18,000 hectare forest. In the video, an African Finch earth mover is seen making a road in the Nomopo community forest, while two Asian men supervise also. Forestry Development Authority records showed that the company paid 500 US for timber identification tags. This development indicates indicate that the FDA and the Liberian Business Registry ignored findings of the daylight series of the company's illegalities. The daylight series found that the African Finch did not declare its owner. But folks, let's leave it right there. Let's leave it right there. Let me take a short break. I'll be right back. All right. Welcome back, folks. That was an interruption. People call you and you're asking them, they don't want to talk. I'm sorry for the interruption, folks. Let's get back to most tourists. Let's now run you to the back page of the Daily Observer newspaper. U.S. Child DFS visits APM terminals, highlights port efficiency as key to Liberia's growth. And ex-speaker files US $4 million damages lawsuit against BGC. We'll see the photograph of former Speaker J. Fonati Kofa and Bokonjide Group of Companies and its chief executive officer. They are all photographed here this morning. Former Speaker Councilor Fonati Kofa, plaintiff, has filed a lawsuit before the civil law court alleging libel and slander by the Bokonjide Group of Companies and its chief executive officer, Elton John's defendants. Councilor Kofa, who is seeking US $4 million, that's $4 million, and US 500,000 in special and general damages, accuses the defendants of damaging his reputation through an allegedly baseless publication of the Punch FM radio, a local station publicly identified as aligned with the ruling Unity Party, that he owes the defendants US $12,500 from July 2024 to date and refused to pay. The defendants be held severally and jointly liable to the plaintiff and other them defendants to pay the amount of US $4,000 as special damages. That's $4 million, as special damages representing loss of the plaintiff income from his business relationship that have been terminated as a result of defendants' injurious publication. The suit alleges, it adds, defendants be held severely and jointly liable to plaintiff and ordered them defendants to pay to the plaintiff an amount of US 500,000 as general damages. Well, folks, I think that's all the story we can take this morning from the front page Africa newspaper and the Daily Observer. Let's catch up with the recap. Let's recap for you the stories we brought you, and we'll come back and take our talking points. All right, building it together. That's the front page Africa. These are top stories we brought to you. Building it together. Bwaka and diaspora youth leaders urge unity, inclusive growth, and fight against rape and drug abuse. And protecting the integrity of the judiciary. Chief Justice Wise denies nepotism in son's appointment. But legal experts cite code of conduct breach. And lastly, for top stories, attracting investment, U.S. charge DFS visits APM terminals highlight sports efficiency as key to Liberia's growth. Congo Town families cry for justice after their homes are destroyed. We have nowhere to go. And victims of Law Rebel General K1 say 5-year U.S. sentence is an insult to his heinous crimes and demand he is tried in war crimes court. And that does it for the front page Africa, the Daily Observer. What is with the alleged U.S. 10 million presidential villa in Foya? It's a question my government denies the project belongs to President Bwaka as citizens demand clarity. Judiciary faces confidence crisis as Chief Justice faces of the trial judges. Shady company gets logging green light. LEC powers up ELWARIA highway. And U.S. charge DFS visit APM terminal highlights post efficiency as key to Liberia's growth. Ex-Speaker files U.S. $4 million damages lawsuit against the Bokonjide group of companies. All right, let's take our break and we'll come back. We'll bring you more developments right here on the program from the Print News on Freedom FM 87.9. My name is Wendell Nimna, so let's catch up with our break and be back.
About musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. But it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Flow Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Easy, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, so going to 20 pop, put in toto ichiki. Bila living sense in hot.
We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to serve the search of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia.
Yes, indeed. We want peace in Liberia. We want peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Grand Crew. We want peace in Sasstown. We want peace all over this country, because once we have peace, we can build our country. But when we are fighting, we can build our country. We may have our political differences, yes, but what matters to all of us is Mama Liberia. So, when you put your country first, it's always a good thing to do. Because once you prioritize your country, you prioritize the people that elected you, the people that give you power, the people that were in the rain and sun to make sure that you sit at the highest seat in this country. Once you prioritize them, then it means that our country will be better. So what are the things you need to do to prioritize the people? You need to what? Create job opportunities for Liberians. You need to build vocational institutions for Liberians. You need to improve the health system of our country. You need to improve the educational system of our country, and a lot more to do. In this modern age and time, in other countries, some of the things Liberia is fighting for to develop today, with the kind of age that we got. In other countries, those things are things of the past. Right now, the people talking about building overhead bridges, doing other things, in the white man country to bring to their African country. But Liberia, we are the oldest African country, but we're still struggling with road development. In this modern age and time, we're still suffering for pipe-borne water. Electricity is a challenge. Commercial vehicles problem, because you wake up in the morning, you see people struggling to get to town, people struggling to get to work. Too many things happening in our country. Those things are supposed to be things of the past. But now we're supposed to be struggling about buses to commute people from one point to another. You go to some government ministries, they don't even have buses to transport their employees. Even if they have buses, fuel is a challenge. Can you imagine? Sometimes the buses to pick up the workers to take them to work, they will call and say no fuel, no gasoline. So what is the essence of having buses to commute the workers to their job? And they say no gas, no fuel. But you got representatives, you got senators, you got ministers, you got directors. They're going home with a bucket of what we call coupons. Some of them they get gas slip to even help to say, oh, this bus say they ain't get the driver said they ain't get fuel or they ain't get gas. To even help is a problem for some of them. So plenty of things happening in our country that we shouldn't be struggling over those kind of things in the modern age. In our yesterday, then we say, yeah. But today, you go in other countries, everything is just kind of smooth. We will still have people that will be dissatisfied. But when 95 or 98% of the people are happy, they will always celebrate you, the leaders. But see what is happening at the Capitol. A friend of mine and I was having a conversation. You know, I don't want to talk about this Nete and Congo thing. But we cannot root it out from the conversation of this country. The Congo people ran this country for 100 and how many years? 30 years. 130 years. Let's agree the population today was never. But we saw how the country was moving. We saw how the country was growing. We had companies in this country. The economy was booming. In terms of infrastructural development, Liberia was growing. Few group of people felt dissatisfied. They brought war into the country. So since then, see how Liberia is looking. Since then, see how our country is looking. I remember where we used to live. I grew up in a slum community. I grew up in Newcroft Town. That's where I grew up. And, you know, today there are a lot of people who have gone to the great beyond because everything they ever worked for, they put it into that house that they built, and the erosion came and wiped it away. I'm a victim to that. My heritage, the house my father built was taken away by the sea erosion. So a lot of people, they died because they lay retirement money they got. They built their house to be there with their grandchildren and enjoy. The sea say you will enjoy wedding. The sea came and wiped it away. It got today people living with strokes. It got today people died. And too many things happening. Now we are hearing about areas that the government is carrying on demolition. All right? Demolition in some areas. There are some areas where we knew there were no houses. People went and took advantage. They went and built it. That one is a clear cut. It's now your land, you're squatting. You got to go. But let me come back to Newcroft Town. The government, people are telling us, hey, folks, I got to take this call. It's very important. I got to take this call. Let me take this break.
Now everyday activities. 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 Soon as they break, they can only say. You and your friends, who gossip in every day. But our everyday activities. Sometimes I think it's fun, it's an ability positive. Come to my house, what you eat and you drink. Put the money where you got it for me. What did they say? And they cannot even do. LIB everyday activity that what we do.
LIB everyday activity that what we do. So you see, right now the government going out to some places and breaking down houses. All right. So Nuclear Town, we're seeing some houses being marked from Point 4 Junction all the way down to where the town hall is. There are houses on both sides that have been marked because the government said they want to open the road, so that in doing so, other people will have to bear the pains. But folks, my thing is, Nuclear is a residential area, despite it being a slum community. All right. So where in that place the government can put 4 lanes in Nuclear Town? I don't see it. So why are you destroying people's properties when you can only just upgrade the road? Where you broke from down the going down to the AGM church in Nuclear Town, those houses that were broken down, yes, because the government said they want to open a road there to connect the island clinic, which is a good thing. But taking it all the way from Point 4 Junction, the old people then they got nothing. Where are they going to get shelter? Where are they going to go to stay? They don't have money to pay their rent. They don't have money to build a house. Where are they going to go? The government is saying that they need to leave. I'm told they were given up to the 15th of October to relocate, or else one earning they will go and just start breaking down their properties. All want development. But Nuclear Town, folks, Nuclear Town, I don't see it. I don't get it. 4 lanes. It's a good thing all what is done. It's a good thing, but I don't see it. I'm not an engineer, but I don't see it. I was just thinking that the government can just leave the road as it is, just modify it, and you do your bridge connection from the back of the AGM church to the island clinic and open that route to ease the traffic. It's a good thing. You have another route that passes through Momotown West to come into Nuclear Town. That is in Nuclear Town there. But those are segments within the borough. So I know what it means that people are crying for shelter, no money to get, place to stay, and the government, breaking down their homes and all the things. They are homeless. They don't have shelter, nobody to help them. This is the situation we find ourselves in this country, folks. This is the situation. This is where Liberia is as we speak. But let's hear from Crime Stopper Liberia. We'll come back, we'll read your comments, and then we'll take your calls. We're out of here.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, If you see a you must talk it, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Oh yes, Crime Stopper Liberia, folks. My nephew is here, and so I'm just between twist and turn. My nephew is visiting Liberia from the U.S. of A., and he's right here with me, and so I had to, welcome him to the building. And so, folks, let's open up the lines and give you the opportunity to call in and make your contribution. All right. So those of you who are listening, you want to join the conversation, you know the talking points. Let's talk it. You want to talk about the demolition issue? Well, let's hear from you, Liberians. Call in and make your contribution. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. The WhatsApp line is +231 886 500 104. All right. What I just said, that's my 1 cent into the demolition issue. I think at this point in time, our struggling old people who can't afford, we should save their homes because they don't have it anymore to build or to go and rent. That's my take. I'm not saying that people who build into the alley or build into other areas that they were not to build, I'm not defending those, but those folks that are old, they have nowhere to go. They are struggling. They are at the verge of God calling upon them. We need to save them because breaking down their homes, it means we are giving them their early grave. So let's hear from our people. Call us and make. This is the program from the Pre News on Freedom FM 87.9. And we'll also read out your comments. Let's take our first caller. Hello? Yeah, welcome to the show. Let's hear you. Go ahead, let's hear you. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, I'm caught up today. I'm telling you, I'm really caught up. Let's take more calls. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon. Yeah, welcome to the show. Let's hear you. What's your name and where you join us from?
I'm Beningo Kokwe calling from Youth Community.
Go ahead, Beningo. Let's hear you.
Government time to time, always that demonstration always go on. Even doing say nothing, they did it today. They promise nothing. And I see they all homeless. We just squatting somewhere, just got to carry life on, sweating now to at least pay new home. So like that way always.
Okay, Abednego. Thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution. Let's talk to this person. Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Hussein Kiewu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, people, for having me. Let me say the person good afternoon to those who follow me in the show. I come from Jacob, my unfinished office.
Okay.
Yes. So, first of all, let me appreciate you for such a unique conversation. So, like I said on one of the show, I think sometime last week, development comes with a lot of pain. In fact, in District 17, along the way around the poor rural area that people don't remember, we have a property there and we're also affected by the demolition. So, development does not what we call pick and choose. So, if that were the case, then really somebody would say, send the guy, send the government area, we escape their route and he is property there and break other places down. But it does not pick and choose. So, when we talk about development, it has to be holistic. This is why you see the demolition is taking place.
Hussein, you know what I'm really pushing for the folks in Newcretown, because if you look at all of those areas that were marked by the government, all right, they left out the Redemption Hospital. So why don't you save the other people? Because we all know that we all need a Redemption Hospital. So if the government was really being, fair and serious about this thing, they were to save other people, because Redemption Hospital is being saved. If you look at the demarcation, Redemption Hospital falls within the demarcation.
Yes, that's a very good advocate, right? Because people who live in that corridor also deserve better. But I thought the Redemption Hospital was relocated in Orwell, right? There was a Redemption. So I'm very sure that our hospital will be removed. They will transfer the hospital. So if it falls in the line, I think our hospital will be demolished. Actually, because they relocated them to Cornwall. So I don't know as to whether
that where the new structure is being built. All right, the new structure is being built in Caldwell, but they have not been relocated. All right, Hussein?
Yeah, so I think they have to do it holistically. Now people have to understand that development comes with pain. But my only thing is that it should not be done with selection.
Okay.
If you decide to clear the road, let it be clear regardless of who is in the way. So I think it is only good that they do the needful, that whenever they clear the road, let it clear everybody regardless of whatever associations or whatever their enforcement with.
Thank you, Hussein. Thanks for your contribution. We have God's help on the line.
Good afternoon, Wendy. Good afternoon to all peace loving Liberians who are in tune. And let me say welcome to your nephew who just came in studio with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Having said that, if what Hussein said is anything to go by, then I wish that the government have paid those people who are going to be affected by the demolition. And if the Redemption Hospital fell within the areas that have been marked for demolition, but was spared of the markings, then there is something sinister about it. The demolition should not be selective one. And number two, Newcretown is a cluster of community. But they are falling a road through
from Point 4 Junction all the way beyond the clubhouse there.
Through Newcretown is like just locating people. That's just about it. Does that apply to other communities or only looking at Newcretown? Because Carrolltown deserves development as much as Newcretown, Lockingtown deserves development as much as Newcretown. Are they considering or have they considered doing just what they did to Newcretown, or it is simply because Newcretown usually vote against the party.
Thank you, Gus.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's the voice of Gus Help, a longtime friend and brother. As a matter of fact, a lot of my former classmates at the Simeri Catholic High School. Let's talk to you, this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, William. Afternoon, Freedom Radio. Good afternoon to all your listeners. I don't join you from Spirit Christ Community.
Go ahead.
I want to appreciate you for a talking point discussion this afternoon. Look at the issue. William, you tell me that I'm blessed. The Chief Justice, I'm blessed who talk about prevention audit. The nation justice, I hate punishing the dedications of the justice ministry. No, it wasn't laughable. It's horrible to the nations. I'm blessed was the one that was discussing. The prevention that you're discussing prevention audit. The ministry, we held him, say yes indeed. There are other people in the sectors. They are credentials. That cannot permit them to share that error. So manipulation, those are the people that came on manipulation in our ministry. So it is good when you introduce credential audit. But today, in Papa, in putting in his son, and defending the wrongdoing, the politician, where our constitution spoke against both. But quickly to our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers, to look into every city. That is so that the government lost direction because can you imagine that what is the essence of we can fully in the guitar when you say you live in Babugo, you live in Robotevo, Samovo, why you can money last that road, the freeway look at four pathway, what you have in your walk, and put up there, then you get a free flow of car.
Okay.
But I want to say this to conclude with you. I want to say happy pre-birthday to the President George Monowia. October 1st will be a birthday. According on all Liberians, around the corners of Liberia, to go in a number and celebrate the President's birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and happy pre-birthday to His Excellency George Monowia. October 1 is loading. Ma CC, Dr. CC, Lady Yeke, welcome to the show.
How you doing?
I'm fine, Ma CC, welcome. Let's hear you.
And you say hi to your nephew that just entered the country. Papa, see you like you can't was my brother.
Oh, God.
You see more coming, no window.
Yeah.
And look at my phone who see them, but they're not doing PK. They were doing PK too. They will leave. And they follow horse there. They were going to break it down. And how would they discuss it? Who know you will say win the party? You just are there. So the other party, nobody know you. All I'm calling is that just black. Just want to show yourself. So when we are saying you were breaking down for who is so completely, we have to do with development, right? But we are fair for the people of those community. The forces that were on the road, even the Dominion just fall inside because of the check, and I will be on that expensive on the government. So if you look at it, it's okay, what we'll do, let's look at the situation and pay people 4,000, 5,000, or find nothing. So they put in the local the place and then they pay their own in a swamp. You know what I'm saying? They will call government. We do a couple of people, when you need all the other people, you need a horse, you go on the in that selection, just say, in that selection, that man talk all the kinds of drugs in a chop. What do they carry arrested today? Necessary, but all say running, they break everything down. So on, I see a group. People are crying. People are thought they get crying that our boy, my parents were born and died left for years. So that's my was 70 calling all our friends to help them. And it was dressing that they're carrying her back in a week. They put up on them down. Somebody said that place for they alone for the bureau where is that all our phone the post guy. What was there when the post guy in that place?
I mean, solid houses, my man. You see the kind of houses that people breaking down. I mean, it can kill them. Okay. Okay.
You know, in a shoe, in New Jersey, I've been a shoe. I will have it taken for me.
Okay. Masisi Lee Hussein alone, I beg you. Thank you, Masisi. Thank you. Let's get to the comments. We have to read out the comments. All right, we don't have much time. We have how many more minutes? 10 more minutes. So let's get to the comments. We need to read the people comments. All right, so let me begin with the comments. Okay, let me go from this. We have Sila Buema Sila. He says, great. Vinicius Junior Bar. I'm following you from the borough of New Crew Town. Johnson Dolly says, good morning, guys. I'm watching you from my New Jersey residence. Gate Harris Gate says, I'm watching you live from my Visual Media Incorporated office in Dole Community. Ezekiel Numa Johnson says, good morning, Freedom. Watching you from Chicken Soup Factory. Timothy Emmanuel Collette Jr. says, good morning. I'm following you from Totota in Bond County. And we also have Bakaru Sony. Bakaru Sony says, I'm watching you from Grand Cape Mount County. Brian Yinfwe, what's up with you, big brother? He says, I'm watching you from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Brian Yinfwe, what's up, big bro? Dati Toba says, I'm watching you from the Ominga Market CDC project. And we have Jacob Mwakwe. He says, I'm following you from the headquarters of the Innovative Youth Alliance in Dole Community. Vinicius Junior Bar says, is coming back. Jiba Kamara says, watching live from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Jiba, thanks for watching. And from the borough of Crewtown, precisely Throwing community. Brabi and bosses, good morning, Mr. Nimna, Esther, and the cherished listeners of Freedom FM 87.9 TV following live along the Wekube Avenue in DC. The second coming of the Unity Party-led Rescue Father and Unity Party, that's the Rescue Father and Children, is not a rescue. They are suffering masses and infrastructures, but rather to amass enough wealth at the detriment of suffering taxpayer population, the taxpaying population of the country. The glaring evidence of a broad day corruption in FOIA must not be swept under the carpet, but must be legally challenged by the opposition. Rebecca Sayon says, good morning, Wendell and my beautiful Esther. Cecilia Massacre is watching from Norway. From my OKA says, I'm watching you live from Jene, Liberia Town, Kroma Clan, Tawo District, Grand Cape Mount County, Republic of Liberia. Monsa A. Sherry says, I'm watching you live from Sophie, Congo Town. And Paul Pauletta Spencer Reeves says, Wendell, the only reason the government is taking on such decision is because the majority of people of New Crew Town are CDC voters. And Bukari Sherry says, good morning, Freedom FM. I'm closely following you from following the show from New Crew Town. Clarence Dwyer says, good afternoon, big brother Wendell. I'm watching you from my Cinco resident. And Kabwe Wida says, I'm following from Kakata, Magibi County. Clady Allison says, good morning, Wendell. I am concerned about Austin. Hope he is okay. Austin is not okay. The reason, it's good that you ask. And Austin is not okay. Austin is challenged coming here every night with all of the threats. Austin doesn't have a car. He's challenged. His vehicle is down. And, coming on commercial vehicle every night going back home is not safe for Austin. All right. It's Austin being off the radio, folks, is not deliberate. We just want to let you know these are some of the challenges he's going through. So it's kind of tough, but Austin is okay, but that's the challenge he's faced with. Let's take two more calls and then we go home. This person, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is Juliet Prince, an executive of the ANC, and I tell you from Africa.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you. I appreciate you for your talking point this afternoon. You know, it's kind of touching that a 176 years old country is still suffering from these common factors. At last, no safe drinking water and what have you, all these things. Well, you know, we want to regulate this. We want this to put in the early model that we should be able to then shift President Barker and what have you. All of these students started no time. All of these students started no time. So we are in getting phone and you couldn't complete it. Now, President Barker is there. He is doing it. So there's so Liberia to be shifting them as to do that. This person in Liberia, President Barker was the one that started it. You know, leaders came and they made an impact. Some of them played massively. Some of them didn't do well. And some of them are doing well. So we should be very patient. Even though we would have been established a long time, for our leaders a long time, they lost their script.
Okay. Thank you.
Give President Barker the chance and stop being shifting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a right to your, contribution. Let's talk to you. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Dimine. How you doing?
I'm fine, Ma Walter. Welcome to the show. Let's hear your contribution.
Yeah, I want to tell you thank you this afternoon for the topic. You know, when you're talking about good time, you know how look at the people who demolition. These people demolition and locally 2023 election are passed. The way the campaign was done. I said we don't the money in profit, people crying. Say they kind of hassle the Pope preaching and they say they want extend the vote. See how far the Pope carrying it, breaking on the horses. They are playing the vote with Bishop, Mr. Dimine. Really, I very know Mr. Dimine to go in and they're very predicament how we found ourselves in this country. We don't want development. We don't want development. We're going to say they don't want development. But this morning when you watch on LMTV, or you see the people bringing the horses and they talk about development business. See the player they talk about in Yukuta. That player, when we were playing, see the player there, where car will carry. Because they targeting Yukuta people. Because Yukuta people, everything at Jowya. Now what is that? They're doing nothing there.
Okay.
But what there, Mr. Dimine?
Thank you. Ma Walter, when you coming for your stuff?
I'll make it possible to more by the grace of God. Can we the Nigeria
Yeah, when you can't, yeah, always pupra ah. Always. All right, so folks, we're not taking any more calls. We press for time. Let me just get this coming quickly, and then we go from here. We have commercials commitment. Marilyn Griffiths is coming up. Don't forget the Win Liberia Back to School Bonanza is today. Y'all keep playing. Y'all better play plenty. Today is the day when we pass today. Some of y'all will not win 100K, y'all will not win 25K, y'all will not win 10K again. Today, that all the money now you're supposed to win, y'all better win it today. So y'all better play. Griffith is coming back to dish out some serious cash to you today. All right, so let me take this last comment from Joel Johnson. He says, good morning, Freedom, FM 87.9. Joel Johnson, reporter from Voice of Yame in Lamco, Yekepa, Nima County. All right, Joel, thank you. I will get in contact with you, Joel. All right, I will definitely do. Let me get all of your contacts and I will hit you up, Joel. There is a need. I call you up so we can talk. All right, so I'm getting your contact. I'm trying to get your contact. Okay. Yes, I do. I have it. Joel, I will give you a call. Okay, I will definitely do. Well, folks, that's all the time we've got to be with you today. We'll be back here with the midweek presentation tomorrow. Thanks to all of you for being a part of this edition of the show from the Print News, brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia, Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, and our one and only Exodus Best Price Store. My name is Wendell Nimle. Esther Daku couldn't be around today due to some family engagement.